If you've been watching what's happening right now, attacks on immigrants, trans people, constitutional and civil rights, and even our very democracy itself, and every single day you feel that knot in your stomach, but you're still not taking action, we need to talk. Today's video is going to be a little bit of tough love and a lot of instruction, because at a certain point, watching what's happening and doing nothing is a choice. But here's the thing, I know it's not because you don't care. It's because you haven't decided what your role is and where you fit into this work. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Cronise McLaughlin. I'm a former civil and human rights lawyer, a lifelong activist, and for the last 15 years, I've been working with community change agents who are trying to make the world a better place. Before we go any further, if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I know I need to take action, but I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do, I made a free masterclass just for people like you. You can go download it at the link below. It will teach you how to stop guessing how to make a difference and the exact steps you need to take right now to start fighting back. Okay, so let's ground this into today's issue. If you're not yet taking action, I'm betting it's not because you're a bad person or because you're lazy. I'm also betting that given that you clicked on this video, you're not sitting on the sidelines because you don't care about what's happening. Chances are, if you're anything like our clients inside the Ripple Effect Institute, you care really deeply about what's happening. But sometimes that can actually become a part of the problem. Because here's the thing about those of us who are really empathetic. We actually really care about everything. We care about the downfall of democracy and attacks on trans rights. We care about the persecution of immigrants and our fellow citizens being shot in the street. But the thing is, our minds are trying to hold that all at once. So what do we do when we're facing down a whole host of harms across a whole host of issues? We read more, we scroll more, we try to understand more. Maybe we try to strategize about the best possible, most perfect way that we could make a difference. And don't get me wrong, educating yourself about what's going on can feel like it's doing something. It can even feel responsible to stay informed, but it's not creating real positive impact. So let's talk for a second about the trap that a lot of us are falling into right now. We've been taught that responsible people fully understand what they're doing before they take action. And that may be something that you've done in your job. It may be something that you've done even in the way that you interact with other people or raise your family. You want to be educated about the best way to act and the issues that are impacting the people that you care about. But in moments like this, in moments of crisis, when we're facing down a regime that wants so many of us harmed or, God forbid, dead, that kind of belief actually keeps us frozen. The system that we're facing down is complex, it's fast-moving, and it's emotionally draining. And all of that is by design. And in this environment, if our standard is, I'll take action when I fully understand this issue, or I'll take action when I fully understand exactly how to do it right, you will never move. And meanwhile, people are being harmed all across this nation in real time. So let's talk now about how to take real action that's actually going to move the needle. Part 1, confronting the real issue. So let me give you the reframe here that actually unlocks action. You do not have an information problem. What you actually have is a role problem. Most people who are constantly doom scrolling, and God knows we all do that from time to time, are sitting there thinking, in some sense, I don't know what to do in response to this. But the real thing that most people actually mean in that environment is I don't know how to plug in. And until you answer that question, you will stay stuck, no matter how much you care. So if this is hitting and you're realizing that you've never actually defined what your role might be in creating change, that's exactly what I walk you through in detail in our free masterclass on how to stop guessing how to make a difference. That masterclass, by the way, is not theory. These are tried and true strategies that we've used with people who have wanted to make a difference over the last 15 years, and they work. In that free masterclass, we give you a clear way to figure out exactly how your skills, your life, and your desire to create an impact matches up with the needs of real people right now. You can go get that masterclass at the link below. Part 2, the 3 roles for creating impact. Okay, so I want to break this down for you into 3 really basic buckets, because believe it or not, this actually isn't that complex. In moments of crisis like this, there's 3 meaningful ways that 99% of the people plug in to make a difference. Here's what they are. Number 1, direct support. This is where you're directly helping people who are being persecuted, harmed, and impacted by what the regime is doing. This looks like mutual aid and immigration defense and community safety work. It can also look like direct financial support to groups that are helping marginalized people directly. In this role, you are close to the harm and you are responding directly to it. Number 2, infrastructure builders. This is where you are building systems that make that positive impact possible. This includes things like organizing community networks, building nonprofits, coordinating volunteers, creating funding pipelines through your own personal network. What you're doing in this bucket is you're making other people's work more effective. And then there's number 3, influence and narrative. Now, I want to issue a word of caution on this one before I explain what it is. One of the things that many of us have fallen prey to in this era is an assumption that posting on social media is activism. It is not. But that doesn't mean that movements don't need people who can tell the story of what they're trying to accomplish and leverage influence to benefit the movement. Most of that work, by the way, is done offline. So when we talk about working in the influence and narrative bucket, what we're talking about is shaping the way that people understand what's happening. And that also includes, by the way, telling people what they can do about it. One of the biggest pitfalls of this era is that we have plenty of people online, including here on YouTube, who are willing to give you commentary about all the horrors that are taking place, or replay news clips over and over again that put us all in fight, flight, or freeze mode. Very, very few of them actually give you instructions on how you can take action in response. So when we're talking about influence and narrative, we're talking about things like this: educating people about a given key issue or a policy that needs to change, engaging in messaging strategy and on-the-ground communication support for an organization that's trying to help people where you live, advocacy, like showing up at a school board meeting or maybe at your city council to advocate for a position that you want to see that organization adopt. This is the role where we turn awareness into movement. And let me just say it again. If you are simply talking about the issues without instructing people on the action that they need to take in response, you are not doing enough. I warned you there was going to be a little tough love in this video. Okay, so now let's talk about how people get stuck, because the way that people really get stuck the most is that they try to do all 3 of these things at the same time. And that, again, is where overwhelm stops us in our tracks. Part 3. How to take action this week. Okay, so now I want to make this really practical for you. I'm going to give you some steps to put this into practice in your own life and in your own community, because I don't want you to leave another video and do nothing. Here's how you actually start. Step 1, pick 1 role today. Not 3 roles, not 2, just 1. Ask yourself, where do I feel the most naturally pulled right now when you look at the 3 buckets that we've just talked about? Go there. Step 2, you're going to define a 30-day action window. Not forever, not to determine what you're going to do with yourself for the next year, just what can I commit to in the next 30 days? Let me give you a few examples. You can decide that you're going to commit to 1 weekly volunteer shift at your local food bank. You can choose 1 local initiative, like a rapid response network to support people being persecuted by ICE, that you're going to join. Or you can choose 1 project that you're going to start mapping out. Maybe you want to build a community garden. Maybe you want to organize people in your neighborhood to get out the vote. Keep it contained, but choose 1 effort for the next 30 days. And then step 3, you're going to use your existing skills immediately. And if I can issue any word of warning here, it's this: do not start from scratch. If you've already had a leadership role in your job, you can help to organize others. If, for instance, you're really good at communications, you can help an organization to message a local initiative where you live to raise awareness. If you're really good at strategy, you can help to plan an event, maybe a protest, in response to a policy that you don't like. If you have financial resources, you can help to fund something on the ground that's doing really good work. Your fastest path to creating impact in the face of what we're dealing with is to use what you already have and what you already know. And now, step 4, get into proximity fast. Okay, this is where a lot of people hesitate. They stay in the abstract. But I'm going to tell you something. You can't create impact from a distance. Now, don't get me wrong. You can create real impact from behind the scenes. Not every one of us is cut out to be at the front of a protest or on a stage speaking out against a particular issue. But if you are not in community with people who are being impacted and doing the work to try to make things better, you will not be able to have a positive impact for change. So the thing I want you to really consider now is how you can get closer to the people or the issue that you care the most about in this 30-day window. So let me tell you what that's looked like, for instance, for a couple of our members inside the Ripple Effect Institute. It has meant joining a local initiative to stop a new ICE concentration camp from being built in their own community. It has looked like going to work on a ballot initiative to preserve abortion rights in their state. It has looked like stepping forward in their own communities to be a part of a food delivery service for immigrants who are afraid to leave the house. The options are endless, but they cannot be accomplished by you alone. This is where real clarity comes from. Getting into community with others who are working on the same issue to create real change. And let me tell you something that's kind of like the icing on the cake of this work. Once you do this, something really significant shifts. You stop feeling helpless, overwhelmed, frozen, like you don't know what to do next, and you start feeling useful, focused, hopeful about your own capacity to be a part of a better future. Not because the world or what we're up against gets any less intense, but because you're actually in the work rather than watching what's happening from the sidelines. So let me bring this all home in a real way. 5 years from now, we're all going to remember this moment. We're all going to look back on what we're living through. And the question that we're all going to be asking ourselves is not going to be, did I care? Because if you're sitting here at the end of this video and you've watched all the way through, I know you care. I know you care deeply. The question we're all going to be asking ourselves is, what did I do when it really mattered? And I want you to be able to answer that question, not just clearly, but actually with a sense of pride and a sense of deep knowledge that you did everything that you could to try to stop this ongoing harm. You don't need to know everything to get started. You don't need to be educated about every single tragedy that is happening right now in our streets. You don't need to have a perfect strategy or a perfect plan to make a difference. But you do need to actually decide one clear thing, and that is that you are not going to sit this one out. If you're ready to stop guessing, stop spinning, stop doom scrolling and hoping that it somehow is going to make everything better, and you're ready to figure out where you really can fit into this work of trying to make a better future, go watch our free masterclass at the link below. It will help you take everything that you're feeling right now and turn it into something real. Because here's the thing about caring deeply about what's happening right now. It's not the finish line. It's the starting point. I want to thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.